Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I'm afraid I'm going to be kind of like facing this way a little bit as I'm talking. It's just because this is where my laptop is, and so I'm just going to very quickly make my tier list thing because I did make one and I closed the tab for some stupid reason. I'm afraid the lighting might go off, might go away by the time I'm getting through this video, so I might end up having to switch on my filming light. I've looked at multiple other people's tier ranking videos because I watched them anyway, and I was planning on making one of these before everyone started posting theirs for 2025. However, now people post theirs for 2025, I am taking inspiration in some of the prompts and categories for some of my categories, because I was kind of just I don't know what to put as my categories for all of them. So I will talk you guys through my categories. We've got A Waste of My Time. This is just going to be the books that I wish I didn't waste time on reading. I just didn't enjoy them, I wouldn't really recommend them, or I just generally don't think they were a particularly good book. Then we've got It Was Okay, where it's I might recommend to some people. I don't think it was a waste of time reading it, but I don't really think about it anymore. Next we have Not Thought About It Since. It was good, I had a good time reading it, but I just don't really think about it post reading it. So next we've got It Was a Great Time, and then again that's books that I would recommend to other people. I really enjoyed them, but they weren't quite 5 stars, or I don't think about them crazy often and I don't talk about them quite a lot. And then the next ones we have is Love Love Love. This is the highest one. This will include my 5 stars. I don't think I had that many this year. They don't have to be a 5-star to get into this category. It just has to be a book that I love, I rave about, I think about often, and I would want to reread, if that makes sense. So first we'll start with One of Us Is Next, and I'm going to put that in It Was a Great Time. I did really enjoy that one. I do think the first book was better, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. The next book we have is Stardust. I'm going to put this in A Waste of My Time. I read this for uni and I didn't enjoy it, and then, I have found out some things about the author for this one, and I just not someone I really want to support. Do you know what I mean? So that is going in A Waste of My Time. So I have got a mixture of fiction, non-fiction, books I read for uni, various different things. And like I said, books that I read for uni, I have to read for uni, I don't choose them. So they probably are going to be some of the lowest rated books in this. And that is just because, they just weren't really my sort of thing. So the next book I have is Aligned Abundance. I'm going to put this in Love Love Love. This is a non-fiction book. I really like it if you are into manifestation, law of attraction and that sort of stuff. I highly recommend that. The Tempest. Again, another uni book. A waste of my time. I did not enjoy this at all. The next one we have is Fearless. Now, I don't know if to put this in It Was a Great Time or Love Love Love, because I think I'm going to put it in It Was a Great Time. I wish it was in Love Love Love. I wish it was a 5-star, but it wasn't a 5-star. And I think I'm hesitating between putting in Love 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 and It Was a Great Time, because I don't think it was Love Love Love. The books in that category should be books I know I love Love Love. Do you know what I mean? The next book we have is actually 4 books, technically 4 novellas, and that is the Mindfuck series. That is going to Love Love Love. There is no doubt about that. That is a 5-star series for me. I read the books 2 to 5 in 2025. I read the first book at the end of 2024. So technically, not the whole series, but the whole series is a 5-star series for me. I wouldn't be able to rate the books individually, mainly because I can't differentiate the books and my thoughts on them. They are quite short novellas. And then the next book I have is gonna seem a bit weird putting it in It Was a Great Time because it's actually really sad. But I'm just going to talk about whether I enjoyed the book, and that's another non-fiction book, and that is House of My Mother by Sherry Frankie. I'm going to put this in It Was a Great Time. For some reason, my picture of it is like really cropped. I think that's the software that's done that. I'm not sure. I really enjoyed reading it. I did watch Eight Passengers growing up, and so it was very interesting to see like everything that went down and what was going on behind the scenes that we didn't know. Again, it's quite a heavy read, and it's weird to say that I had a great time reading it, but like it was definitely a book worth reading. And the next we have is Powerless by Elsie Silver. That one is going straight in love, love, love. I love this book. It's definitely my favourite in the Chestnut Springs series so far, but I am yet to read another book in the series, so we'll see whether that changes with time. Conquer Your Mornings. Honestly, it was okay, because I don't really remember much about it. The Alignment Effect. I'm gonna put this, I think I'm gonna put it in It Was a Great Time, purely because I do think about some of the things I read about in this book, and I did enjoy doing the exercises that it puts in it. It's a bit hard like putting non-fiction books into these categories, but it is what it is. And then the next one we have is Not Quite Dead Yet. Straight into love, love, love. Absolutely loved that book, and I devoured it, and I wasn't quite expecting that. Like, I have loved every Holly Jackson book that I've read, and the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series is a 5-star series, and then the reprints of Rachel Price I'm going to do now as well whilst I'm talking about it. That is also love, love, love. So I knew that I really loved Holly Jackson's writing, but I wasn't sure if Not Quite Dead Yet was going to be for me. And then we've got Fearful by Lauren Roberts. That one is going in a waste of my time. I was so disappointed with this book, and I am posting a reading vlog where I read this. It will be up eventually. I did film it literally from like August until October, but it honestly just has taken me a while to edit it because there was so much footage, and I just wasn't in like an editing phase, if that makes sense, because I do really struggle with it sometimes. So that will be up at some point, hopefully next month in February. Fingers crossed. So you will be able to see my reaction when I filmed that, because I was so gutted and so disappointed with it. That's all I can say. I should have DNF'd it. Next we have is Mate. I'm going to put this in... I'm debating between Good But Not Thought About It Since and It Was Okay. Yeah, I'm going to put it in It Was Okay because I didn't love it to pieces, and it did not compare to Bride for me. It's another book that is going to be in that video that I was just talking about, so I'm not going to go into it massively now. I wasn't like gutted about it. I still enjoyed reading it, but I just didn't find myself as interested in the story as I was with Bride. And then next we have Wild Eyes. Love, love, love. I think every Elsie Silver book that I read will be in love, 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 because I love Elsie Silver's books, and I loved Wild Eyes. And then the next book we have is Every Summer After. I'm going to put this in Good But Not Thought About It Since. This book is already in a reading vlog that I've already posted, so I don't want to go into the books that I've already talked about that much. I like the vibes, but the actual book itself wasn't my favourite, if that makes sense. But it was still worth the read. And then next we have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I'm going to put that in It Was a Great Time, because I definitely did have a great time. I hope that's not that bad. This is like the only place where I've been able to put my ring light where you can't see the reflection in my glasses the whole time unless I sit like this. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to have it there the whole time because it might give me a migraine, but we're going to find out. So, next we have The Husband's Secret Lie. It was okay. I read it. It is a novella, so it was quite short. Actually, I'm going to put it in Good But Not Thought About It Since because I honestly haven't thought about it since, but I'm pretty sure I read this one pretty quickly. Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young. Love, love, love. No doubt about it. I think any one by Hannah Bonham Young will probably be in Next of Kin. in Love, Love, Love because I love Hannah Bonham Young and all of her books that I've read so far. Next we have If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. I am going to put it in good but not thought about it since, because I had a really good time reading it, but I haven't thought about it since, funny enough. And then next we have Ward D. I'm going to put it in good but not thought about it since. Next we have The Co-Worker. I think I'm going to put that in. It was a great time because I was very intrigued with that one. Behind the Net, good but not thought about it since. However, I do really want to continue this series because the next book in this series, one of the YouTubers I watch, her name is Ellen Catherine, she says that the next book in her series, I'm pretty sure it is like one of her favourite romance books of all time. And I did enjoy this author's writing. I just don't think this specific book was my favourite. So I do definitely want to continue on the series. And then next we have Crossroads. This is a sticky one for me. I don't know if to put it in good but not thought about it since, or it was okay. Yeah, I'm going to do good but not thought about it since. I did enjoy this one, but I wasn't hooked, and I was hoping it would be like on the same, like give me similar vibes to Elsie Silver. That might just be my own like expectation that I've set and was wrong. I think I'm happy to leave it there. Next we have Infinite Receiving. I'm gonna put this in it was okay because I don't really remember much about it, to be honest. But I remember enjoying reading it, but yeah, I don't really think much about it anymore. Okay, so the other light was starting to give me migraine, so I've put my lamp on, but I have to put it like here because otherwise it's really backlit, and it's like the only place I can put it where one, it will reach, and two, it's not going to give me a migraine. So I know the lighting isn't the best, but I'm afraid you're just going to have to stick with me. Okay, so Love Mum. I'm going to say it was a great time because I did really enjoy reading this. I don't remember what I rated it, and I wouldn't say think about it a ton, but I would recommend it to other people, and I really enjoyed it. And the next we have The Family. I'm going to put in it was a great time because I don't think it's quite going to fit into good but not thought about it since, because I do think about it because I have like quite a big interest in like cults and stuff, and so I do think about this when I'm thinking about stuff like that. I wouldn't say I think about it all the time, and it wasn't one of my favourite books, but I did enjoy reading it and I would recommend it as well. And the next we have Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm gonna say good but not thought about it since. I was let down massively by this book. And the next we have No Tomorrow. This was a surprise. It was a great time for me because one, it was so long, and this is another book that I've already got a video on, so I'm not going to go into it, but it was a great time. Oh, was it Love, Love? Yeah, I'm going to say it was a good time rather than Love, 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 mostly because I think the ending was a little bit predictable for me, and then also it was too long. Next we have 1,000 Boy Kisses, a waste of my time. Could not get into this book. I remember like crying a little bit towards the beginning of the book when I first read it, and then after that I was just like, I don't get it, I'm not seeing this. I did DNF it, but I did like try and read as much as I could before I put it down, and I don't know whether I'm ever going to go back to this or not. I'm not 100% sure honestly, but we'll see. Next one we have is The Silent Patient. I'm going to say it was a great time. It was a great time. I wouldn't say it's my favourite thriller. The next we have is Collide. I'm going to say it was a great time, mainly because it wasn't my favourite book, but I did really enjoy it. But I've put it here mainly because it's got me excited for the other books in this series, which I do also have in my stack of books over there that I want to read soon, hopefully. And I did like the characters and some of like the backstory that we have going on. Okay, next up, Wild Side. love, love, love every Alice Silver book. It's probably going to be in here for the rest of my life. And the next we have Nightshade. I'm going to say it was a great time because I did enjoy this, not as much as I was expecting, but the ending has got me very excited for the next book. I need it now, but it doesn't come out till June or July, so that's really annoying. And then next we have People Watching. Because it was a great time. I really enjoyed this one, and I think I'll always have like a bit of like nostalgia towards this book because I went to the book event for this. I absolutely loved it. I met Hannah Bonham Young. I absolutely loved that whole experience. I also loved learning so much about how she wrote this book, her process writing this book, as well as like her other books and like her inspirations that she's taken from life that got put in this book. And I know this book gets, not necessarily some hate, but like isn't people's favourites, but I enjoyed it. The next one we have is Girl Meets Boy by Ali Smith. I always go to say Ali Hazelwood whenever I say Ali. I'm going to put this in It Was Okay. It's by far my favourite book that I've read for uni, and once I got into it, I did get into it, and I don't think it was that long of a book either. So yeah, I did enjoy this one. We're going to put it in good but not thought about it since. I think that's a better place for it. And then next we have Problematic Summer Romance. I'm going to say again, good but not thought about it since, because I don't think it quite qualifies for that It Was a Great Time. It's probably my least favourite Ali Hazelwood book, but I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed reading it. I think I more so enjoyed the like cameo of Eli and Rue that we get in this, and then the vibes. It's like takes place in a villa in, I think, Italy for the week leading up to a wedding. And then to get them out of the way, I'm going to do the rest on my uni books. We've got Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Hated it. We've got Undertones of War. I'm gonna say that it was a waste of my time, in the sense that I don't think it was an actual waste of my time. It wasn't my sort of story. Like I said, I don't read a ton of non-fiction, and the non-fiction books I read are more towards this like self-help side and spirituality and like all that stuff, rather than like real non-fiction stories. So I'm putting this here mainly just because it wasn't my sort of book and I didn't enjoy it, not because I think it was a waste of my time. I did DNF it. I should have done like a DNF column, but I didn't think there was as much point because there was only 2 books I DNF'd. And then the other one we have is The God of Small Things. I'm going to put this in It Was Okay because it was my second favourite book that I read for uni, and I do think that I do occasionally think about it, and there was definitely some thought-provoking things, but I also do find myself quite confused by it because I'm pretty sure it's got like an alternating timeline or something. I honestly don't remember 100%, but I did get a bit confused in there. And then next we have, what should we do? I think for some reason I've got 2 duplicates of War D and Fearful. We will go with All the Missing Pieces next, and then we'll do like in order of in how I've read them. So first actually we'll do Wild Card. Loved this. Again, that's going to be in that reading vlog that's coming probably after this video. Absolutely love this. Wild Side and Wild Card are neck and neck for my favourites of this series, and honestly maybe even my favourite of R.C. Silver, I don't know, along with Powerless, because I absolutely ate that up. And then next we have All the Missing Pieces by Catherine Cowles. I'm going to put this in, I'm going to say, I really don't know. I'm going to put it in It Was a Great Time, because I did really enjoy this, but it took me a little while to get in there. So it wasn't love feeling, but I did really enjoy it and I would recommend it. I did really like the podcast aspect to this, and also I didn't quite predict this certain thing that she's trying to figure out. I was shook a little bit. I did that thing where you sit up and you're like, whilst you're reading. But it just wasn't like quite for me. I know I'm not really explaining that very well, but I don't quite know how to explain it. It definitely didn't have the 5-star feeling, but then not all of the books in the love section had the 5-star feeling, but they had the this is one of my favourite books feelings. And sometimes I do wonder if I'm too picky and like if I'm focusing too much on what I didn't like in the book, and that's why it's not quite rated the 5 stars. But then I'm kind of just like, but I don't think it didn't give me the 5-star feeling. However, that doesn't mean I didn't absolutely love it to pieces. And then the last 2 books, we are going to go with Set the Record Straight. This is Hannah Bonham Young's holiday novella. I'm gonna go with, it was a great time. It was quick. I feel like novellas are a little bit hard to rate because there isn't a ton that you can do like in a novella. Obviously, I mean, you could, but I think it really depends on the genre. I really enjoyed this one and it was a good novella. And then next we have Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. I was gonna go and it was okay, because it was okay. I definitely didn't love this. It wasn't my favourite. I honestly don't remember that much about it even, and I didn't get a ton of the winter vibes, the Christmassy vibes, and they are both holiday novellas. So yeah, that is my 2025 reads, all categorized, tier ranked. There was definitely some books I really loved this year, hence the love section. I think I'm actually just going to move Aligned Abundance down here. It was a great time. But these were definitely my favourite reads of the year. I absolutely love them, and I will probably talk about them forever and ever and ever and ever. And then these books, like I said, some of them were really good, some of them weren't quite what I was expecting or quite as good as I was expecting. And then some of these, this was a letdown. This is probably one of the most talked about books on the internet, and it was definitely overhyped for me. And the same goes for Every Summer After. I do think it's a little bit overhyped, but I still enjoyed reading it and the vibes, and I do want to read One Golden Summer, I think it's called, which it has one of the characters from this in it. But also the plot twist, at first I was surprised, and I was like, no, actually no, I think it kind of wasn't that much of a surprise. I don't know if that makes sense, because I know obviously that is such a contradiction. I was like shocked but not surprised, if that makes sense, that the character actually did that. This is my 2025 reads ranked, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time I see you guys. I will be going through my 2026 TBR, so I'm very excited to talk about it. I will see you guys soon. Bye.